Over the years, I've noticed that most people approach us fall into two very distinct groups of clients. Okay, the first type usually starts with a conversation by saying something like, I'm just doing some research, I'm not buying anytime soon. They ask for a lot of information, reports, slides, comparisons, and data. They want to understand the market, but they keep the conversation at arm's length. Sometimes you call, they don't answer the phone, so you text, they reply you once a while. When we suggest having a short discovery call via the online platform like Zoom, so that we can understand their situation better and share insights more meaningfully, they often hesitate. They'll say things like, I'm not ready yet, I just want to read first, I don't want to waste your time, I'm just doing researching. On the surface, that sounds very responsible, but here's what I've learned after so many years in this industry. Information alone rarely helps people make better property decisions. And property decisions aren't made from slides, they are made from context and the understanding of how to apply the information with accordance to the market situation. Now, without understanding someone's timeline, financial structure, family plans, and long term direction, information remains very abstract. Is like reading a map without knowing where you're starting from. That's why we always suggest a discovery conversation first, not to sell anything, but to understand what exactly matters for that person. Now, then there's the second type of client. These are the people who say, I don't know if this property works for me yet, but I would like to understand how it might fit. No, they're not rushing to buy, but they're open to learning in a structured way. They're willing to ask a lot of questions, explore scenarios, and consider how property decisions connect to their long-term plans. Now, these clients don't just want information, they want clarity. And clarity only comes from conversation, not from downloading more PDFs. If I had to choose, I would always choose to work with the second type. The type of clients who do not know anything, but they are willing to learn and want to understand what exactly is going on. Secondly, also, it's not because they are more urgent buyers, but because they are serious about understanding. They recognize that property decisions aren't about collecting more data. They are about interpreting the right data in the context of their life. We can send slides, charts, and reports to anyone, but information without interpretation rarely changes any of the outcomes. Most of the time, people who only collect information end up being overwhelmed. They read more, compare more, and still feel unsure. At the end of it, so much information becomes totally confused. On the other hand, people who are open to structured discussion often reach clarity a lot more faster, even they don't buy immediately. Because buying is not important, right? Property planning isn't about speed, it's about direction. If you're watching this and you're in research mode, that's completely fine. Just ask yourself one question. Are you collecting information or are you trying to understand your path? If you're serious about understanding about how property might fit into your future, we're always happy to have that conversation with you.